Hi, I'm Chris. After suffering from ME/CFS for 6 years, I fully recovered. I created this healing program to guide and support you on your healing journey from ME/CFS, fibromyalgia, long COVID, and related syndromes. If you haven't watched the previous videos in this series, I recommend starting from the beginning, as each video builds on the last. You can find them for free on my website at healing-space.online. In the previous lesson, we explored how ME/CFS, fibromyalgia, and long COVID share many similarities, as they stem from the same underlying issue: stress overload and a dysregulated autonomic nervous system. In this lesson, we'll discuss how ME/CFS, fibromyalgia, and long COVID are diagnosed and some of the challenges involved. These conditions are often referred to as invisible illnesses. This is because even though the symptoms we experience are very real and can significantly impact our lives, they are not easily seen or measured with standard medical tests. For many of us, this makes it hard to receive a proper diagnosis or for others to understand what we're going through. This invisibility is one of the reasons why these conditions are considered diagnoses of exclusion. This means that doctors will only diagnose us with one of these conditions after ruling out other possible illnesses that might cause similar symptoms. This is necessary because there is no single test that can diagnose these conditions. Instead, doctors rely on clinical evaluations, reviewing our medical history, and checking if we meet specific criteria for each condition. This process often takes months or even years, leaving many of us feeling frustrated and without answers. Despite experiencing debilitating symptoms, the road to a diagnosis can feel like a long and challenging journey. So what criteria need to be met to receive a diagnosis of ME/CFS, fibromyalgia, or long COVID? Let's explore the diagnostic criteria for each illness individually. Given their many similarities, it's not surprising that their diagnostic processes often overlap, making it challenging to distinguish between them. We'll start by looking at ME/CFS, then move on to fibromyalgia, and finally long COVID. According to the US National Academy of Medicine, the following 3 core symptoms are required to be diagnosed with ME/CFS. First, severe fatigue. This is the persistent and overwhelming fatigue that is not improved by rest and is not the result of excessive exertion. This fatigue significantly reduces the individual's ability to engage in pre-illness activities. So basically, we are always fatigued and exhausted no matter what. Second, post-exertional malaise, PEM. This refers to a worsening of symptoms after physical, mental, or emotional exertion that previously would not have caused such a reaction. Examples include activities like walking, showering, working, or even having a conversation. In simple terms, PEM is the crash we experience after overexerting ourselves, and it can last for days or even weeks. Third, unrefreshing sleep. This is when we wake up in the morning feeling completely exhausted and unrested, no matter how many hours we've slept. Often, we wake up in a highly agitated and wired state, the exact opposite of feeling calm and refreshed. This is why, even after what seems like a full night of sleep, we don't feel rested. And finally, at least one of the two following manifestations is required. Cognitive impairment. This refers to difficulties with attention or memory, such as having a hard time focusing or being unable to remember what someone just said. It can make even simple conversations or tasks feel overwhelming. Orthostatic intolerance. This refers to difficulty maintaining blood pressure and blood flow when standing or sitting upright, which can cause symptoms like dizziness, lightheadedness, fainting, rapid heart rate, or fatigue. Let's now take a look at the criteria for being diagnosed with fibromyalgia. The American College of Rheumatology has established the following criteria for diagnosing fibromyalgia. First, widespread pain. Pain must be present in multiple areas of the body, typically on both sides and above and below the waist. This pain must be persistent for at least 3 months. Second, tender points. Historically, diagnosis included the presence of tenderness in at least 11 out of 18 specific tender points on the body. However, this criterion is less emphasized in more recent guidelines. Third, symptom severity scale. A more modern approach uses the widespread pain index and the symptom severity scale to evaluate the extent and severity of symptoms, including fatigue, unrefreshing sleep, and cognitive issues such as difficulty concentrating, often referred to as fibrofog. And finally, let's take a look at the criteria for being diagnosed with long COVID. The criteria for diagnosis typically include the following: history of COVID-19 infection. A confirmed or suspected case of COVID-19 is necessary even if the initial illness was mild or moderate. Second, persistent symptoms. Symptoms must last for at least 4 weeks after the initial COVID-19 infection, with no other explanation for these ongoing issues. Third, a wide range of symptoms. Long COVID involves a variety of symptoms affecting multiple body systems, which may include fatigue, breathing difficulties, such as shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, often accompanied by a feeling of chest tightness. Cardiovascular issues, so heart palpitations, rapid heartbeat, or chest pain. Muscle and joint pain. Post-exertional malaise. This is the worsening of symptoms after physical or mental exertion. Neurological symptoms, such as headaches, dizziness, or loss of taste and smell. Cognitive issues, such as brain fog, including trouble with memory, concentration, or mental clarity. Sleep disturbances. And lastly, there also need to be functional impairments. So symptoms must result in a noticeable impact on daily functioning and quality of life. This includes difficulty in performing everyday activities, work, and social interactions. Now that we've reviewed the diagnostic criteria for ME/CFS, fibromyalgia, and long COVID, it's clear these conditions share many similarities. While each has unique features, they significantly overlap in symptoms and diagnostic challenges. This similarity is not surprising to me. I believe the mechanism behind these illnesses and what keeps us stuck in them is largely the same. At their core lies a shared issue: dysregulation of the autonomic nervous system caused by an overload of stress. This dysregulation keeps our body in a constant state of stress, disrupting essential functions and leading to the wide range of symptoms we experience. Understanding this shared mechanism is vital to addressing the root cause and starting the healing process. The good news is that the key to healing all three conditions lies in addressing this root cause. By reducing stress and rebalancing the autonomic nervous system, we can begin to break free from the cycle of stress and symptoms. When we shift our system from a stressed, overactive state to a calm, balanced one, the body can start to heal itself. One of the most effective ways to reduce stress, calm the nervous system, and promote healing is through mindfulness. That's why mindfulness is the foundation of this healing program. In the next video, we will take a closer look at the different severity levels of these illnesses and how often they occur. If you'd like to continue, you can watch the complete introductory video series for free on my website at healing-space.online. This video series is designed to support you in healing from ME/CFS, fibromyalgia, long COVID, and related syndromes. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and follow. Thank you, and see you in the next video.